Welcome to the 27th edition of our weekly AI and digital marketing live demos. This is where we get our hands dirty. This is where we help businesses to implement simple strategies to support their business. And this is where we share ideas about what is trending out there, what is working, and what is not working. And for today, we are going to talk about reviews. And every company needs reviews. It doesn't matter whether you are a big company or a small company. Everybody needs that kind of reputation for their businesses. And so if you don't have one or you don't manage your reviews, you are leaving a lot of money on the table, and at the same time your reputation is going down the drain, and Google will be penalizing you for that. So this is a very important topic that I want you to pay attention to, and you can implement this yourself if you have GoHighLevel account. If you don't have it, I'm going to show you how to test drive it for 14 days for free. And also, if you want this to be implemented for you, we can do that. But I'm going to give you all those stuff once we get deeper into this presentation, this demo. So let's get rolling without wasting any time. And as usual, you can always ask questions during this live demo. But if you have any comments to make, if you have any recommendations, anything that you want to say, if there is any video titles that you want, or there's anything that you want to see me demo, please put it in the comment section, not in the chat, but in the comment section, so that I can see that when I'm reading the comments, because once this demo is over, I cannot see your chat. So please put all your important questions, and any requests that you have, please put them in the comment session so I can respond to them after this demo. So let me share my screen and we can get the ball rolling right away. Right. So for today, the title or the topic for today's demo is every ignored Google review is costing you money, and GoHighLevel AI fixes that. So GoHighLevel once again has introduced an AI layer for this um, for this operation, or for this tool, or for this workflow, and it's an AI agent that monitors your reviews, and you don't have to touch it. You set it up once, and it kind of takes care of your reviews when they come in, so you don't have to babysit your reviews, but you have to respond to every review, because Google rewards you for responding to your reviews on time. And also, this is another way for you to resolve any issues with your customers who are not happy, or who didn't really get value from your services. So it's really important that you pay attention to your reviews, because everybody depends on reviews. People read reviews before they make a decision on purchases, especially if it's a huge investment. So you don't want to um, leave this and say that you're gonna fix it, later down the road. You have to fix it now. If you don't have one, you have to. And as usual, this is yours truly. My name is Eric Baykes, and I operate a digital marketing agency in South Florida. I help small businesses with their AI implementation. And yeah, so let's get the ball rolling. And the next thing we are going to talk about is every unanswered review is a customer that you just lost, because when somebody gives you thumbs up, big up, whatever it is, I'm talking about positive reviews like 4 or 5 stars review, you don't just have to let it sit, right? You have to acknowledge them, you have to thank them, you have to show gratitude to them. And that also makes Google reward you. And that is what a lot of businesses are not doing. And it's not because these business owners are ignorant, it's just that they don't know about this. So today, you are learning about this, and you don't have to let any review go unattended. So any negative review that you get, right, sits on Google forever. And if you've sold on Amazon before, when you get one negative review, you need 100 positive reviews just to neutralize that. And sometimes when you get about 5 or 6, I've forgotten, maybe the policy has changed, but if you get maybe 5 or 6 or 10 negative reviews in a month, your account might be suspended, or you get a warning, because they have this metrics, performance metrics, where you have to stay below a certain threshold when it comes to negative reviews. So once you hit that, you are going to get a warning. And if it continues for a couple of times, you are going to get your account suspended, because that means that you are not treating your customers right. Amazon was built on positive customer reviews, and so they don't play with that at all. A 5 star review which is ignored, it's a loyalty opportunity missed, right? If I give you a positive review and you don't acknowledge that and thank me for that, I might not come back to you again, because you didn't value, or you didn't even see that feedback. So what is the point? Okay, this is how people get referrals. If somebody's leaving a positive review on your site, they will likely, 90%, 95% will refer somebody to your business. So don't play with this stuff. Google's algorithm monitors every response, right? So it's not just about responding, but what time are you responding? Are you waiting till 1 week before you respond, or you are responding maybe within an hour or two? So businesses that do not respond rank lower in local search engines. That's what I'm saying. Google will penalize you for not doing that, because Google wants to make sure that it's giving value to its people searching on Google. So if you are responding, if you are proactive with responses and everything is working, Google kind of rates you higher. It brings you higher in the search engines. And this is free, organic um, search, right? You don't have to pay for this just by doing this simple stuff. And most business owners know they should respond to reviews, but they don't have the time. You don't have the time. Now, let's imagine that you are getting 10 to 15 reviews every day. You're a big company, you are getting reviews all the time, and you are not managing this. Okay, they come in today, they are only two. Oh, I will do them tomorrow. And then by tomorrow, you have another 7 new reviews that needs to be responded. Some could be negative and all that kind of stuff. Before you know, it's piled up, and you sit down, you need 2, 3 hours to do that. You don't have that time, and you cannot be consistent with this kind of manual outreach or manual workflow. So you need to automate this, right? And here is what people are saying. This is the data. Numbers don't lie, right? So people are saying that 88% of people says that they will check reviews, and they will likely do business with that business that has positive reviews. And the same people say that they will not. 47% of these people say that they will say the same about businesses that ignore reviews. So 88% are saying that companies that respond to their reviews, they will likely do business with them. And the reason is that you go and review business, right? You want to do business with a company, you go there and people are giving their reviews, whether positive or negative. It's always nice to read a feedback from the company acknowledging, and also if there's a negative review, the way they resolve that issue, the way they talk, the tonation, the kind of approach, the empathy they show, the apology. Are they always like kind of denying that and kind of having what's the right word to use, but you just don't want to be confrontational, when a customer is giving a bad review. You want to understand their problem and solve that problem. So I can see negative reviews, but I always want to listen to the other side of the story, right? Because sometimes customers can also lie, and so you want to hear from the business. And a business might have so many negative reviews, but the responses that they have might make you make a decision to work with that business, because you know that this business is trying to resolve issues, and also the customer was lying. Sometimes it's a blatant lie. It could be a competitor doing that, right? And so Google will reward you if you respond to your reviews. And this is all that reviews are either building your business or they are killing it quietly behind the scenes. And there's no middle ground. It's either the reviews are building it or they are bringing your business down. And so this is what happens in when a review hits your website, right? So usually, when a review comes in, when you are using an automation with an AI agent, a review, maybe you send that review, you finish. The service or the product was sold, or the service has been completed. All that you have to do, probably you have a workflow, automation workflow. When you tag that the customer has been, the service has been completed, that kind of starts the workflow, and this workflow will send that review request to the customer. And then once the customer responds to the review, it comes in, the AI will detect the sentiment, and the sentiment is like the emotion behind it, right? Is it a positive or is it a negative one? And this is all I'm going to show you how to configure all these things, so that when it's a positive review, anything 4 and above is a positive review. Anything below 3.5 is a negative one, and you want to set that up so that when you receive a review which is less than 4, then you know that this is a negative review, and you must resolve that issue with the customer immediately, and that customer might go back to update their review and give you a 5-star. It happens all the time. And then the right agent will be assigned. This is what I'm talking about. You detect the sentiment, and the right agent, whether it's a positive agent or the negative agent or the neutral, right? You can have a neutral if you want. I don't use neutral. I either have positive or negative, and I just set 2 different threshold. One is for 4 stars and above, and the negative agent is anything below 4 stars. And then the response will be posted, right? Once that response is posted back to Google, Google rewards you. And this is what you want to be happening automatically without your involvement. The only time you want to come into this equation is when there is a negative review which needs a human touch. You need to really pick up the phone or email the customer and then ask them what the problem was, so that you can resolve this. And so that's what you want to do. Let me see what I have down here. So AI detects a review language automatically. Yeah, this is very, very important. So what this means is that if that person gave the review in German or in Japanese or whatever language that they feel comfortable to use, what is going to happen is it's going to be translated into English if your website is in English. So if your website is in Dutch, let's say somebody goes to Germany and they are checking Google, everything is in Dutch, and somebody gives a positive reviews, this agent will automatically translate that into that home language, so that it can be read by the locals or of that country, right? So it's also able to change the language automatically, and this is very great. A lot of widgets out there don't do this, so now this can be done, and it's really a time saver, a big it takes a lot of headache from you. So what we are going to use today is Go High Level. And if you've been coming to this live demos, you know that Go High Level is the tool that I use. I highly recommend Go High Level. I've used Go High Level for so many years now. And Go High Level is like the WordPress for CRMs, right? When it comes to building website, everybody knows about WordPress, right? When it comes to CRMs and tools for running businesses, Go High Level is like WordPress for building website, if that makes sense. That is like the simple analogy I can give. Go High Level has a suite of tools, and so for me, I have discarded a lot of my tools, which is saving me a lot of money. I'm saving between, depending on what I'm doing at a particular period, I'm saving between $800 to $1,000, every month, just on different tools that I use to run my business. I have everything in Go High Level right now, and all these tools communicate with each other. So it makes things very easy. One login, and you can do so much in this tool. So Go High Level has this AI agent. They have a bunch of AI agent that perform different tasks like email, and they can perform, voice AI agents, conversational AI agents, and we have the repetition agent, which is what I'm talking about right now. And so there are three different modes that you can configure your AI agent to do this, right? And the first one is the suggestive mode. This one, the AI will draft the perfect response. You review it and approve it. So this is semi-automatic, right? You have full control about what the AI is going to say, or what it has to say. That is semi-automatic. I don't like that. But if you know how to configure your agent properly, then it's going to get things right. And so what I will recommend is, if you are starting out fresh with this, what you want to do is probably put it in the suggestive mode and then see the responses. If you are happy with the responses, then you can go to Autopilot, so that it will respond based on the response that it got, the review that it got on your Google My Business profile. And then you have the autopilot mode. This is what I highly recommend. Once you get your hands dirty with this agent, you want the AI to respond instantly, and you can set the time that you want. So whether in an hour's time, respond back to them, maybe in 30 minutes, respond. It depends. I want to leave it maybe around 2 hours. That is what humans do, right? Now, if somebody leaves you a review, and within 5 seconds, within 10 seconds, 10 minutes, it's responding to all the reviews, the Google algorithm is going to detect that this is also an AI. You don't want that. So you want to leave some cushion, a time cushion, that you will go back. That's what human beings do. Even if you're on top of things, you might go back after 1 hour. You might be working you don't just boom, go into your website to respond to a review the minute you get a notification. You might have a time slot for doing that. So I will say 2 hours is like the greatest, the best way to do it. It's the sweet spot. And then we have the round robin. It's another settings which helps you to you have multiple agents rotating response, and that's what I was talking about. You have the negative agent, you have the positive agent, you can even have a neutral agent, right? And they respond differently, and so this makes it sound natural. And every response, so every So replies never sound repetitive or robotic. So once you go to the website and you are reading the reviews, you are going to see that it's responding based on the context that it got. It's not just robotic sounding the same all the time, right? So you can have the positive agent, can have the negative agent, the neutral, and also it detects multi-language. So if you respond in Japanese, yes, it's going to translate that for you. Once the review on one review unanswered costs more than just 1 penny to fix, right? Go High Level charges 1 cent to make sure that that never happens. And what this means is that, every response might cost you like a cent, right? And it's not even a penny. Like this comes with your Go High Level subscription, so you don't have to pay extra for it. But if you go over your AI credit, that is when you start paying. And so you don't even have to worry about this because this is so cheap. And the returns of if you are paying a penny, to get reviews, come on, it's a no-brainer here. So that is the investment part. Is not really something that you want to worry about. And so before we go live to show you how to configure all these things, please give me some ones if this is valuable to you. Also, let me know in the chat how you are going to utilize this. If you can set this up yourself, do you have a Go High Level account? Please drop some ones. Let me know if this is valuable, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm just going to break for like 5 seconds and read the chat to see if there are any comments that I need to, or any question that I need to respond to. So, right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the ones. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So before we go live, you're already thinking that you need someone to set this up for you for your business. Yeah, we can do that for you. I help small businesses. We are an agency, a digital AI and digital marketing agency in South Florida, Pembroke Pines to be precise, in the Miami area. And if you want this to be built for you, if you don't have the time, you want to focus on your business, we can do this for you for a low fee. And if you have a Go High Level account, yes, you can do this. You can come back to this video and watch how I did this, or you can get us to do it for you. Now, if you don't have a Go High Level account, then you can test drive Go High Level. As I said, Go High Level has a suite of tools, and you can get up to about 30 plus. I keep on counting this and I never get it right, but they are always adding new tools to already what seems amazing. And for the price that you get for this tool for $97, it's a no-brainer. When I do business audit, for tools audit for businesses, the minimum I see that I can save a business is usually, on the average, it's about $500. That is $500 they are throwing out of the door every single month, right? When I evaluate the tools that they have this, they have that. All of them can be found in Go High Level. 95% of the tools that you need to run your business are already in Go High Level, and they keep adding new tools. So I recommend that you test out Go High Level for 14 days. You can even extend it to 30 days if you are lucky. And for now, they are doing a promotion, which is a 50% promotion for 90 days. So this is the best time to jump into Go High Level if you don't have one. Okay, so let's move on. And here is what we are going to do today in the live demo. I'm going to show you how to connect your Google business profile to Go High Level. And then what we are going to do is we are going to create the AI agents, the negative one, the positive one, and what have you, neutral one, if you want to add a third agent to that. We are going to set the sentiment based on the assignments, right? This is what I'm talking about. Is it a positive review or a negative review. And then we are going to enable round robin, which is also always a default nowadays. And then we are going to choose the autopilot or the suggestive mode. I will choose the autopilot for this demo because it just makes sense. But if you are starting out and you are not too sure, you can put it in the suggestive mode just to test to see the AI responses. And I recommend that as well. And then we are going to watch a review get responded. If we are lucky enough for somebody to send us a review, we are going to see that. I'm going to be using a demo account and I'm going to create a live agent, and then we see if we can get some reviews from one of the audience watching. So let's see how things go. And this is the demo time where we get our hands dirty. And if you've realized, my YouTube videos are a little bit different from what other people do, is because I do this like in a classroom settings where I break down the theory part of things so you understand what is going on under the hood, right? A lot of times, you go watch a YouTube video just to refresh your mind if you understand the subject, or you are just trying to remember something, this thing already, and you just go to get a refresher. But if you really want to understand things, you really want to understand the theory part, and then you get your hands dirty with a demo. That way you can understand the big picture and you can do things on your own. You don't just have to listen to what that person showed you on YouTube, because most of the time when you want to make a change, then you don't know what else to do, because the video, the 10-minute or the 15-minute video that you watch didn't really go into details to explain why certain things are done. So this is why I do this live demos on Wednesdays, so that I can really go into details and explain things. This is different from my normal YouTube 10-15 minutes video I do. So yes, let's get our hands dirty right away, and we are going to go into our GoHighLevel account. So I'm in my account, my business has been selected, and on the left hand side, the left navigation bar, this is all the tools that you have. You have the AI agent, Ask AI agent, which is like a Claude. It's a Claude that responds, or take it as ChatGPT, right? It's Claude that responds. You can query it, you can use it for your research and all that kind of stuff. This is the launch part where we are on right now, the dashboard, conversation, calendars, contact, opportunities. These are all different tools, and each tool also has like sub tools within them. So it's a lot of tools over here. What we are looking for today is the reputation, right? Business reputation, reviews, reputation, they are all the same. So you want to scroll down to the reputation section, and then you click on it. Now, once you click on it, it brings you to this dashboard where you got so much going on. If you want to check the dates for what is going on, it gives you there's a guide here that helps you to connect your Google business profile. You configure your AI and all that kind of stuff. If this is your first time you go through this, it helps you to set everything up. So it's so easy to do, right? And reviews, rating, and trend, you can see that here, review responses that you are waiting for. This gives you like the bird's eye view of what is going on with your reputation management. Email requests that you send, SMS requests, WhatsApp if you have WhatsApp connected, request conversion. So let's say you send 10 reviews and only 2 of them have been responded, then you are going to see the conversion ratio as 20%, right? And then request source breakdown, this talks about where the reviews are coming from. Are they coming from Google? They are coming from Facebook? They are coming from your Airbnb, whatever your business is, and where you collect your reviews. And I forgot to tell you that this is not just about Google. it's about any website that you use, and I'm going to show you that as well. So I'm just showing you how things, and they just added another tool, which is the video testimonials. Like I keep on telling you guys, every time Go High Level is bringing something new, and now they have a video testimonial. So if you want somebody to give you a video testimonial, you just use this tool to do that, and you can see it on the top here as well. And then there's a review widget. How do you want your review to look like? Do you want like 10 reviews at once on your website? You want just one line of review? So you can have different widgets of what you want. And then there's a QR code scan that you can use. So you can save this QR code, and anytime somebody you meet or you are talking to somebody and they haven't sent you the reviews or something like that, they can say that, oh, I didn't see that, it went to my spam and all that. You can test this code to them right away without getting onto your PC or your laptop, whatever it is. Or you can have it at a place, if you have a clinic or you have a dental practice, whatever your business is, you can have this printed barcode on in the office or in the shop. And so before they leave, they can just scan it and give you a review right away. This will cost you $5 a month if you have to buy this widget from other platforms. So this is all free. It's inclusive of your $97 every month on Go High Level. And then listing management. If you want to list into your business into other directories, you can do that over here. It comes with an extra fee. I think it's about $50 a month or something like that, $200 for 6 months or something. So if you want to get into a lot of the popular business directories, then this is what you have to do. And this is outside Go High Level. This is an extra thing that they partnered with another company to do this. So once you go here, it's just going to take you to another website that you are going to list your business, but that is beyond the scope of this demo. So yeah, over here on the dashboard, the review request, all the reviews that you've sent. If you've sent 100 reviews, you are going to see all of them here. Was it via email or SMS or WhatsApp? It's going to show you over here. And then here is where we have all our reviews, right? We have all the reviews that we've received. They are going to be here. You can check the source. You can check all the sources that, where is this coming from? Is it coming from Airbnb? Is it coming from Google? Is it coming from Facebook? Whatever, you can filter with the number of reviews and all that. Video testimonials, we just talked about it. It's a new one, and it also gives you the startup steps, right? So you can click on this. I'm going to do another video, a demo, to show you how to collect video testimonials or reviews. And the widget part is what I was telling you about. How do you want your reviews to look like, right? So we have this. There are also templates here that you can choose from. There are different templates that you can choose from. That is not our focus right now. And then the listing, which I told you is a third party. This is where you do that. And we saw everything on the overview. And then here is your Google business profile, right? You can see where you stand with your Google business profile. I'm 13/16. There are a couple of things I have to do. And if I want to get to 16, I know what I have to do. Is probably looking for some some basic information, which I haven't added. The moment I add those things, I'm going to be at 16, right? It's asking me for the address over here, but everything has been set up. So now I'm at 13/16. You want to be 16/16. Okay, so I need to add my address and all that, and then it's going to give me 16. This is where you want to be. This is the most important thing. And also, once you get into the settings, there are other sub menus that you go through to set up everything. So first and foremost, in order to start this, and I'm going to move from the top to the bottom. So here we wanna, and this is what I talked about during the slideshow. You have the auto responses, you have the suggestive, and then you can turn it off if you don't want to receive any reviews. You don't want to be sending them. You turn it off. For now, we want this to be on, and I am going to select auto responses. Now, how many minutes or hours or days do we want to wait before we respond to a review? I recommend 2 hours. You can do it 1 hour, you can do 2 hours, 10 hours, you can do minutes, or you can do hours, right? It's up to you, but I recommend 2 hours. And also, here, respond to reviews in drip. What drip mode? What does this mean? And you have to create a campaign for this. So let's say that you receive 20 reviews around the same time. Do you want to respond to them around the same time, or do you want to respond to the reviews in drip mode? So you respond to one maybe in 1 hour, the other one is 1 hour 15 minutes, or 1 hour 5 minutes. You want it to be natural and humanly as possible, so that no bot can really pick up that this is being done by an AI. And so, yeah, thank you very much. Getting some nice comments in there. Thank you for that. Now let's continue. So here is where we create our AI agent. So the first and foremost step we want to do is we want to create our agent. We are not going to go onto the campaign. We can do the campaign. Campaign is a little advanced, but we are just going to do a simple one here, which is very, very powerful and effective. So here we are just going to create our agent, and you can start from the scratch, or there are some templates that you can use. And as you can see over here, you'll be provided with a good review of a business. Your job is to create a professional and authoritative response that reflects a deep sense of expertise and reliability. Begin by expressing sincere gratitude. This is what I was talking about. For the review, acknowledging the customer's feedback or highlighting their positive comments. For any concerns or suggestions mentioned, address them concisely and provide clear, well thought out explanation or assurance that demonstrates your commitment to high standards. Keep tone respectful. So I'm not going to read everything, but this is a detailed prompt which is instructing the agent what to do, what to say, what not to say, and all that. So this is a good one that we can select, right, and proceed. Or you can check, because this is the positive one, right? If you come here and you look at this is an empathic one and a solution oriented. So this will be more of a negative agent that will respond to negative responses, because they have to show empathy, they have to show solution oriented, right? So I will forward this to a supervisor, and we're going to look into this. We're going to call you, please, what is your email, those kind of stuff. This is how you have these templates that you can pick from, or you can create your own one. So in that case, you are going to start from the scratch. I have prepared my script, and I'm going to use that. I want you to, you can pick any of this to use. Once you read the prompt and you know what it is, you can use it, but I'm going to use my own. So I'm going to select starting from scratch and proceed. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give this a name. So this is a review agent. I would say positive review agent. You can name it whatever you want. And then I've already created my prompt. So let me grab that prompt and paste it in there. And we will select. So this is the agent instructions, and you can see over here, you are a professional representative of Baykes Cloud Consultants. Thank the reviewer, warmly acknowledge their specific feedback, and reinforce our commitment to delivering excellent consulting services. Keep responses concise, polished, and brand aligned. So this agent is going to say things which are not like, wouldn't sound generic. So now that I have my instructions in place, what I'm going to do is, let me reduce this a little bit. Now I'm going to select the tone of the agent, right? Here you can select up to two. So I'm going to select professional, and then also, what else do you want to select? Maybe I want to also select friendly or grateful, right? I will select friendly here. So this is going to be the positive agent. Now the language, you don't want to make it fixed or static. If you make it fixed or static, then this thing, the round robin thing that I was talking about, it's not going to happen, because everything is going to, all the language is just going to be one fixed language. So if it's Dutch, it's just going to be Dutch. If it's English, it's just going to be English. You want to leave it at dynamic, and that's the default. And the language you want is the United States English, right? For me. Now, here is the review sources. Where is the review coming from? If you've connected so many platforms like Google, Facebook, all those platforms, Airbnb and all that, they are all going to pop up in the drop down. And for me, I've only integrated Google Business Profile and my Facebook page. So this two, I will select. Let's say if I want it from only Google, I will just select Google, right? If I want it from both places, then I will select both places. So for this, let's do this. We select Google and my Facebook page. I'm not doing all of the pages, so I've only selected two. And so any review that comes from Google or Facebook is going to be responded. Now let's go down here. We've selected our review source and review type, right? You drop down, and here, if you remember, I told you that this is a positive agent. And so it has to take anything 4 stars and above, is going to respond to that. This is its job. So we are assigning the review to the agent based on the sentiment or based on the emotion. So anything 4 stars and above will go to this agent, and the footer is just the message that we want to. So as usual, we'll just use the default one. Thank you. We don't want to make anything complicated. So we say thank you over here. We can even preview the responses that the AI is going to do. I'm not going to do that. It takes some time for it to generate. We don't have much time. So now this is all that we have to do for the agent. We've set up the positive agent, right? Now the next thing is we are going to set up the negative agent as well. And like I said, you can do set up many agents, like maybe 5 different agents, each agent for each star. If there's a 1 star, you have an agent for that. If there's a 2 star, you have an agent for that. And you can put in your prompt to tell them how you want them to react. So this is done. Positive agent has been configured and it's done. So we can see it over here, positive review agent. And then the next one we want to do is to create another one. We are going to start from the scratch, and we are going to proceed same way. We would name this guy negative reviews agent, right? And I also have my prompt over here, and I'm going to copy that and paste it in there. And so this is what we have. And you will see the difference between these two messages. Now, the agent instructions reads, you are a caring representative of Baykes Cloud Consultants. Acknowledge the reviewer's concern with genuine empathy. Apologize where appropriate, and invite them to reach out directly so we can resolve the issue. Never be defensive. This is the word I was looking for. For some reason, it's just escaped me. But never be defensive when you receive a negative review. That is going to kill your business, right? The customer, they say, is always right, even when they are wrong. But you can find a different way to communicate with them without being defensive, right? You can lay down the facts. and prove to everybody reading that they are lying, but you don't have to be defensive. Keep the tone warm, human, and solution focused. So if somebody leaves you a negative review, anything between three, anything less than four, it means that there was an issue. You want to get to the bottom of it and resolve that, so that if they give you a three or less than three, there's a probability that another customer is going to do the same thing. So you don't want that. And now the tone, we want them to be empathetic, right? We want them to be empathetic, and we want them to be solution oriented. Remember what we said over here. We want them to really get to the bottom of the problem and find solutions. And that is what you want to do when you have negative reviews. Here, the review source, we are going to select the same thing, the two different platforms that we collect reviews on, and then what kind of reviews. This one is going to be anything 3 stars or above. And let's see here. We're going to select 3 stars and above. So if this is 3 stars, right? 3 stars, anything that is below 3 stars, we want to flag it for this agent. So we will do this. No, sorry, I picked 3 stars and above. We want to do 3 stars and below, right? 3 stars and below, because the first one was 4 stars and above. Anything from 4 is great. So this one is going to be 3 stars and below. So yes, that was it. And then the footer, same thing. Just don't complicate things. Always simple things always win. Thank you. That will be the footer. And then all that we need to do, let's make sure that we've set it up properly. We've given it a name. The prompt is there. The language is dynamic. We have our review sources, the review type, 3 stars or below, footer is set up, and then we save it. So now we have our negative agent also configured for our two platforms that we collect reviews from. That is it. This is done. And I know that some of you may be thinking, but how do we connect all this, your Facebook page and also your Google My Business profile? I'm gonna go into that quickly with with a demo account. Now over here, let me show you all these things quickly. Let me show you how to integrate your business, your Google business profile. So I'm going to go into another tab, and it's the same thing, right? This is just a different account. This is a demo account. And so here, same on the settings, instead of going through all these steps, we want to be on integrations. This is where we connect all the platforms that we want to collect reviews on. As I was telling you, there's Airbnb. Let me go up. Yeah, there's Airbnb. There's so much you can connect accounts to unknown, unlock reviews. Wanna manage? Let me see this one. Okay, so this is I was trying to show this to. So let's close this one here. Yeah, to get a full view of what we have. So we have all these different companies or platforms or website, whatever. Airbnb. If you have Airbnb business, you can connect this to your GoHighLevel. If you have AliExpress shop, if you have Shopify, if you have Amazon account, if you have Angie, if you have Apple Store, right? Booking.com, car gurus, everything, most of the tools, DoorDash, eBay, if you sell on eBay, if you work on at DoorDash, you deliver, this is where all your reviews will be collected. And Facebook has an active connection because I've connected already. So how to distinguish between a connected account and a non-connected account is that you will see a manage button here when it's connected, right? Here you see connect account, so it means that it's not connected. So we are looking for Google Business Profile, and you can connect like your Google Shop. If you have a Google Shop, just like a Shopify shop, you can connect that. If you Google Business Profile, so this is the Google Business Profile, right? So we want to go into this, and all that we want to do is to connect the Google Business Profile. So let's see where the Google Business Profile, and like you can connect your LinkedIn, you can connect all your social channels as well, right? Your Google Calendar, everything. You can connect your Canva, everything. So I'm looking for Google Business Profile. Where is this? Where is it? Google Contact, Google Leads. All right. So let me see. Let me type it here. Google Business Profile. Um, Google. So we should see the Google Business Profile. Let me see again. Um, um, Let me go back and then go back in. Reputation, I'm here. And then what I want to do is the integration. And all right. Connect pages. Let me close this guy and find Google account. Oh, I'm not sure why this is not showing. Is this to do with this? Let me see here. Okay. Me, yeah, let me cancel this. Not sure what is going on, but Google Business Profile, Google, right? So I don't see Google Business Profile here. I'm not sure why this is happening with this account, but let's go here and see. Um, Google Business Profile. Type this profile. So yeah, this is the Google Business Profile. So let's check it out. Why is this taking me to more Google stuff? Yes, you see, this is it over here, Google Business Profile. You need to see this icon in order to connect it, but I'm not sure why we cannot see it here. So let's go to settings here and then see if we can find it. Business contact. All right. Yeah, I think I know what it is. The actual, this is a demo account, so it's not fully integrated with everything. So probably that is why I cannot see this, but this is the icon. This is what you are looking for, right? You are looking for this. And once you see this, all that you need to do is to go in and then connect. If you say manage channels, this is where you put all your Google business. So you go to your Google business profile, you grab the link, and then you come and paste them here. So here, let me just close this and I can open this so that you can see my Google business profile. So this is my Google business profile, and this is the link over here. This has been integrated already. So let's not waste too much time here. But that is how you connect your your business profile. And it's the same way with Facebook. You go to Facebook and you are going to select, once your account is connected to your Facebook account, you can connect that to, so like these are all different pages I have for my Facebook, and I can even connect the Instagram as well. And so I've connected this. Once I uncheck this is going to get disconnected. So I'm not going to do that, but that is how you do it. If you connect, if you integrate your whole GoHighLevel account to your Facebook or your Google My Business, you don't do it over here, but if you do it at the back end during the setup, then all your pages will pop up and you'll be able to select them from here. So, you go into the settings and you can do more, right? Instagram, shops, ad accounts, you can connect everything. You can enable Facebook Messenger for all accounts if you want. And then you can also turn this one on for the same thing. I'm not going to do that right now. Let me see. Actually, let me connect everything here once and for all, so I don't have to come back and do this. So we are connected. So let's go back to what we were doing. Um, like here, go back to, yeah. So we are here. Now, everything is set up already. So we are good to go. Review link. Let me go through all this stuff that you need to know. So here is how you send review links to people. So if you want somebody to send you a review on Google, manually, then you come here, you select Google, you come here and you copy this link, and it's the same link I showed you over here. You paste it or you send this to them. Now, this is going to, once they open this link, is going to open your business profile and then ask them to write a review. Now you see that the window is popping up to give them the review. So if you want Facebook, it's the same thing. You come here and then you copy the link and then you go to Facebook. I mean, you drop it in the chat, and this is where the review is going to sit. If somebody gives you a review on Facebook, this is where you come and then you write your review. So that is how you will be able to share your reviews manually if you want people to give you reviews. And then here is where you have the SMS, right? If you want to send people SMS, you can come here and create a new message, a message template. That is the message you want to be sent out to them every time you request an SMS request. Okay. The same thing with email, and you can set it up here if you want. You can create a new message. You can pick a template, or you can, do your own thing. It's the same thing. You can put your message here. So if we edit this message, this is what I'm asking them to do for me, right? You see, hi, contact first name. So it's going to personalize it. Thank you for choosing. Location name is my business. Thank you for choosing Baykes Cloud. We would love to hear about your experience. Could you spare 30 seconds to leave us a review? Reputation.review_underscore link, right? This is going to, if it's Google that you want them to leave the review, is going to it's going to populate this valuable and this value with the Google link. If it's for Facebook, then it's going to change that to Facebook. If it's for both of them, it's going to give both of them to the customer. So that is how you do it. This is the message over here, and I can change it to whatever I want if I want to. And the same thing happens with it's the same thing with email. You can come here and edit the template, how you want the message to look like. So the same way, if somebody finish a service with me and I want to shoot them a review request, this is the message that is going to go to them. And this is just a template, right? Your experience matters to us. And you can edit this. This is a drag and drop template that you can change the colors if you want. And you have all the elements here. So you can delete what you don't like. You can add your social media handles if you want. You can do so much over here, but this is how you do it. They usually give you a template. You can modify it and change it. And once you are done, you can save it. And you can even use AI to help you write that review. There's an AI agent that can assist you to do it, or you can just drop in the information that you want. You can do so much. You can toggle between this and that. If you want this to be on your left or your right, you can do that. And then once everything looks clean, you can preview. If it looks good, then you can check the tablet view. This is it. You can check the mobile view. This is how it's going to look on mobile. And if we are good with it, all that we need to do is to save and then back out, right? WhatsApp requests. I don't have WhatsApp connected to this account, but if you have WhatsApp connected, then they are going to receive WhatsApp if they have opted to receive WhatsApp messages from you. And this is the QR code. This is where you come and create your QR code for reviews. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. I've created one already. And you can save this and send it to people all the time. They scan it with their phones and boom, that is it. Here is so important. Pay attention to this part, right? You have the spam reviews, and a lot of bots are out there. A lot of AI bots or whatever bots are out there going through people's online. They are spamming and they are leaving comments and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why people do this, but if there is a spam, there is a bot that is leaving fake reviews or bad reviews. It could be a competitor's bot which is coming to your website to give it a bad review, right? So you want to make sure that you turn this on and make sure that this is what this is going to do. The spam detection of reviews, right? It enables spam detection of reviews which have the following stuff to impact your account. So it's going to review all incoming reviews automatically, and it's going to weed out all the spam ones. It's able to detect the spam bots, right? And it will not let them come to you or even display on your reviews page on Google or on your Facebook. So if it's a bad review, it's not even going to hurt you. So these are all the things that you get by turning this on. Users will have control to override the decision taken by the system. Automatic reviews reply will not be sent to your spam detected reviews, right? Scheduled review replies can be stopped by manually marking reviews as spam. So this is what this stuff does. And then the last part, if you like everything, we've already turned it on, you save it. And then the last part is the integration part, which I showed you not too long ago. This is where you connect all your other platforms, eBay, DoorDash, Facebook, whatever that you have. So this is how you set up the whole review agents. You have your positive and negative agent. They respond 2 hours. After that, you can send reviews manually. You just come here and copy the links. You can send SMS requests. You can send email, WhatsApp, QR codes, and you also have protection, right? You are being protected by another system which weeds out spam reviews. So that is how you set up this agent, and you don't have to do anything once this is set up. You just chill. The only time you have to get involved is when you have, one review, two reviews, three reviews, and you really need to contact that customer. And still, you don't have to come and do anything here. You can have a workflow where you are going to get pinged, you are going to get an email or a text message when you have that. That is an advanced workflow that we can add to this so that whenever there is three or less stars coming in, it will alert you so that you know, and then you can take a proactive action. Otherwise, all the reviews are going to be responded and you will never know. So that is where we have the campaigns. We can create campaigns and automate this whole thing. Like here, this is where we create a campaign and we assign it to maybe a member of your staff who is responsible for reviews and what have you. Here you can automate the review replies with custom campaigns. You can set goals, choose timing, and let the drip mode do the rest. And it can even send you alerts whenever there is a new review, especially the negative review. So I hope this was really helpful. And guys, if this was really good, please drop me some tools and let's wrap up as we move along. But I still have a couple of minutes to go. So please drop some tools if this is valuable to you. Go high level and come back and watch this video as many times as you want and implement this for your business, because guys, this is really going to help you. It's going to bring you free traffic, organic traffic. You are going to be seen on your Google search pages. Let's say if somebody types a plumber near me, you are going to show up just because you are taking care of your reviews. You are responding to them, and this is really rewarding you in Google. So when you do these things properly, you stay on top of your reviews, Google just rewards you by giving you free traffic to your website. And this could be very expensive on paid ads. If you are running Google ads, it could be costing you $500 a month just to get somebody to run your account. And I'm not even talking about the cost of investment involved. And this can be very expensive. So you can do this little things that is going to rank your business in the search engines, and you are going to get free traffic. So pay attention to this, and guys, take it seriously. Your reviews is the blood, is the lifeline to your business. So back to our slides. This is what we've done so far. We've connected Google and Facebook reviews to Go High Level. I mean, we've connected Google already, but I showed you how to do it with Facebook as well. And we can see all of them on one dashboard. It doesn't matter whether they are coming from DoorDash or Airbnb. We can see everything, the source of the review and all of that. We've also created agents. We created AI agents with distinct tones for positive and negative reviews. We assign the agents by the sentiment, and so they can respond to these reviews automatically within 2 hours. Once we receive them, we enabled round robin, which was the fixed and the dynamic language. The name has changed. And then we also set up the autopilot mode, which makes it respond automatically, or you can use the suggestive mode if you want, or you can turn it off if you want the review agents to go to sleep. And now that we have this, I can send somebody a review and you are going to see that review. And I'm not going to do this. I want to do this. Let's see here. I can pick somebody just for demo purposes. I'm going to pick somebody, and probably I will choose Sandrine to give a review. And so what I'm going to do is that I can just come here, right? Let me show you this without displaying the person's information. I can come to request reviews over here. So I can tag people and say that, hey, I can tag a client or a customer. So let's say I can tag a customer with a tag like finished service completed, right? Service completed. Now I have someone here. I can tag somebody with service completed the moment I apply this. This is not set up yet, but the moment I apply this, what is going to happen is that it's going to send me a review request. Now, I've already sent that review request for this person, and so it's not gonna come. But as you can see over here, this is it, right? I sent this when I was testing this yesterday, and so this means that I've sent it. The moment I respond to this review, then it's going to say that received, right? Action has been received. But for now, if I want to send another request, all that I need to do is to come here and pick the contact, right? I don't want to display their information because some of them have their phone numbers and all that, but I can pick one person, and then let me just do that here off screen. I can select one person and then see if they can um, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I've selected them, and so this is going to send them, and I'm not going to override anything. I am going to um, send them just an email and see if they can get it. Once they get it, you're going to see, let me blur their information, edit. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Now I've requested a custom